Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Tell the people your name.
I'm Ash. For those who don't know, I'm the resident veteran war reporter that you guys see in the comments all the time. Um, and it's been such a pleasure to listen to you speak and educate. And I just want you to know that how much I appreciate that. And in terms of just as an observer, if nothing else. Um, this has been a really unique journey these past 6 months because I'm no longer a reporter. But I was in Gaza, and so I have friends. And one of them today, probably the closest friend I have inside Gaza, he sent me a voice note. He got himself a job helping pass out food with a small aid group, and so it's always worthy to hear his voice. And he makes me laugh a bit, which I'm grateful for. He like gives me sort of the trauma, the hard part. It's very hard. It's very difficult. My family is, this is where my family is in Rafah. And then he cracks a joke. And to be honest with you, it's this interesting space where he once told me, he said, Palestinians, we generate hope from nothing. And I'll never forget him saying that, because it's finding those small pockets of joy, those small pockets of laughter in the middle of all of the tears, which has actually taught me so much about even processing my own grief in my own life. So I'm really grateful for that lesson. Um, I think Al-Shifa has, the hospitals hit me the most. A lot of my journalistic career was covering hospitals. And if you needed to find a voice, if you needed to find someone, there might be a doctor, a nurse, or even a survivor at a hospital who would talk to you. And I was very influenced by a show many years ago in the United States that was about doctors who were on the front lines. And there were very specific stories I did in Gaza, in Iraq, that were all inspired from that show, but a lot of it had to do with going to the hospitals. And we are a people who are losing our humanity when we are attacking healers. And that's been the biggest grief, I think, for me in all of it, is just seeing how the healers are being targeted in all of this. And a hospital has a mandate, even more than a church or a mosque, because it's anyone who is hurt is able to come in and be mended, no matter what you think about one person or the next, or this resistance fighter or that person. Like, the hospital is a place of unified healing, and this is being attacked, and that has been heartbreak for me. I think in the biggest part of it, and at the same time, so for every grief I have, I feel like I have a smile as well, because there is so much opportunity to educate people and talk to people and bring more people in. And I do find that in the conversations that I'm in, whether it's a white Christian pastor who's just literally never known any of this, or the anti-Zionist Jewish young woman that sits at the coffee shop, and we sit there and she wants to know, how do I tell this story? As the other young woman said earlier, she expresses feeling shame, but at the same time so badly wanting to speak truth to power. So processing for me has been interesting because I'm on an educational front, and that purpose, I think, helps. But I definitely have moments where I shut down. It's just not an easy thing to watch people that I love, some of them that I know, have to run.
These are hospitals you've been in yourself? That you
A chef I have, and then there's one other one that was on the other end, closer to Erez Crossing, that I've been in as well. And those were the two main ones that I would, during 2014, that I would talk to people near them. I have some pictures of those places. And there was a couple of doctors. There was one doctor I kept in touch with for a really long time, and then he sort of dropped off. And I don't know whether he's one person. I don't know. I don't know where he ended up, and I sure as fuck hope he's alive. Um, so yeah, I think it's just gotten to me a lot. Um, but for every grief, I'm constantly reminded by Aser. He constantly tells me, we are fine. We're going to get through this. We're going to live. We're going to make it. I sure as fuck hope so, my friend. So Gaza's a piece of my heart. It's a huge piece of my heart. And I'm with every single one of you that has spoken. And I want also to just encourage the men of Gaza and the Palestinian men. I see you. I think Palestinian men get forgotten in all of this. The grief of the men who are sorting through rubble, whose mental health, I think you said it in a video. Yeah, there's days it feels like your mental health is in the trash because it's hard, because you're holding space for what you love, and that deserves to be recognized. So I'm proud of you. I'm grieving with you. This is not easy. I'm proud of this space. It's just this collective space, and collective memory and collective grief creates collective healing. So thank you, and I hope you're taking care of yourself. And to everyone else who's spoken, you know, it's okay to feel the pain. I think even as a former journalist, I have to learn how to like okay myself to feel it, but also okay for those moments when I have to just be quiet because it's too much, or I cannot say anything, and then I build up my energy and talk to somebody else and post something else, and so on. So I'm appreciative of what you've brought to the community.
Ash, thank you so much for joining us. So much. There's a lot in what you said. If it wasn't for time, I'd love to talk to you for like a much lengthier time. And maybe
we can find that space when you're ready.
Yeah.
But for the time being, I get it.
But yeah, man, appreciate you a lot.
Appreciate you too.